Only 5,810 pounds, which is not bad considering the size and the fact that this has a big super slide. It's a 263 Wildwood here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan, with some slick updates. This is and has been their #1 selling bunkhouse model for a couple seasons. And they do a neat little kind of camp kitchenette over here. It kind of hides under the interior kitchen area. And it's great because it expands your fridge space and your cooking space, keeps a lot of the heat out of the inside of the RV, which is where you probably want to spend your family time, not getting smoked out from whatever's on the grill, you know? Now, unfortunately, I wasn't able to get to this RV before the slide got all opened up, and I am kind of low on battery power right now, so I can't mess with it too much with all the different RVs we have coming in. But from the rear bathroom entry door, you can get to the bunks, to the dining, you can get to all the storage back there, you can get to the kitchen, the bathroom. From the front, I guess you call it main entry door, you can obviously get to the front bedroom. So it is travel accessible, and you could probably scoot around that sofa if you had to without even opening the slide or going outside. Also, you can clearly see the massive panoramic windows that we have here. But they're presenting me a problem currently, kind of like we're seeing right now. They allow so much light into the RV that it's actually messing with my camera. It makes everything look kind of crappy. But thankfully, we got to get out of jail free card here, because all through this super slide, these big giant windows and those slide side breeze windows, they have rolled down blackout shades, and they roll down well past the window. So if you want to convert this seating area into a sleeping area, you can do so without light stabbing you in the eyes in the morning. And thankfully, they really kind of fold down into a nice set of sleeping spaces. Now, this one's definitely going to be good for some littles, but there's that little shelf behind the sofa that they added, and they created some little storage pockets with it, and that's kind of, well, it's very good at that. They're good at taking out of the way nooks and crannies and really maximizing their effectiveness. And that's kind of what I mean right there. This is what Wildwood calls Sto-N-Go Storage, and we'll see another example of this up in the bedroom. But they take areas that are otherwise awkward to reach, and they do something simple, smart. They add a little container of different varieties to make that storage easy to access. Now, I've recently dubbed this as Superior Sto-N-Go Storage, because you can also, the totes are bigger than they used to be, and they're stackable. You may also notice as we go through the RV, whether it's that dining table, the kitchen counter, the bathroom counter, even the entertainment center, has a sealed edge membrane countertop right there to help keep spills and dribbles and stuff out of the way. We will look at the kitchen in more depth in a few minutes as we swing back the other way. But I want to give you a good look everywhere. Like, you got that breeze window, easy reach outlets right there. You also have a 10.7 cubic foot, 12 volt compressor fridge. Now, these have recently become very popular. You know why? Because of Wildwood. They were the first main market manufacturer to standardize this component right here. It is 67% larger than a conventional 6 cubic foot gas electric fridge. It is ultra traveling friendly, because if your vehicle has a charge line run, it'll keep the battery topped off, and that thing, they cool fast, like fast, Batman. Also, it only uses 3 amps. So if you get a portable solar panel, which provides about 9 or 10 amps of power, you can do the math and realize that you have indefinite function of that fridge. Our main deck here is carpetless, it is ventless, and I love that houndstooth kind of floor pattern. Not houndstooth, what is it? Herringbone. I'm learning these words, guys. My wife's like, that's not, it's this. I'm like, they're all funny animal words. I don't understand. I'm not an interior decorator. But we do have central air conditioning, all LED lighting, which all can be individually controlled, and air ducts that can be individually controlled as well. But it's not just the dinette that gets in on the storage thing. You've got yourself a big pantry next to that fridge right there. Now, our bunks, they do something I really love. The first time I really saw this done was the Keystone Passport series that we carry here at Haylett RV, but the open air ladder wall. It makes the whole RV look and feel larger, and you may also have noticed how you have USB plugs for both the upper and lower bunks, and there's individual lights for each of the bunks so that everybody gets their own little kind of comfort space. Foot flush toilet. Now, in here, the shower surround paneling used to be optional, has become standard, but The skylight that we're looking at right there, that is still an option, and that is something that we like to apply every opportunity we get here at Haylett RV. Now that door right there can deadbolt. We'll talk more about that outside. But again, I love that you've got a real medicine cabinet in here, and you've got a that sink is in a sealed edge counter area. So once again, if the kiddos tend to splash water around, which when my daughter brushes her teeth, somehow it's just there's water on the ceiling. I don't even know how she does it, but I guess these countertops wouldn't help the water on the ceiling, but it would help the countertops from being damaged. And as you exit the bathroom, this is what you're going to see right here. Again, we've got those blackout shades making it so we can actually see what we're doing in here today, but you do have slide side breeze windows. And that's not light coming in above the slide seal. There is an overslide accent light, but it's not the Labatt's Blue Neon Disco light. Not that, you know, a lot of those things, I don't actually mind how they look. But it has been done a lot, and I know that everybody will appreciate an extra white light if you need it, but not everyone's into the blue light thing. If you want to add a TV to this thing, you've got space up here for probably like a 50-inch monstrosity. You could add a swing arm mount to that to make it pivot around a little bit anywhere, but this is a more simple series camper. One of the things I like that they did here is they said, you know, a lot of people are getting something like this because they want their family to go out and run around. They want the kids to get in trouble. Not too much, but a little trouble. They want the kids to, you know, explore a bit. Well, it's not really made for the idea that everyone's going to be watching TV in the RV, but it is capable. Because right down below, you've got yourself a handy little pocket that could be used for charging devices or expanding your entertainment center. And that black Bluetooth stereo right there has HDMI plugs that make it very streaming stick friendly as well. Electric space heating fireplace below gives us a little bit of bonus heat without burning up our propane. And that handy little clutter cutting shoe garage is something that I've always been a fan of, and I love it anytime I see it in any RV. Again, the thing here is that this does everything it needs to, nothing it doesn't, and it does it very well. The things you're going to use, see, feel, and touch every day, you notice how they really paid attention to those. Like we've got the nice counter, we've got awesome prep space, and that stove actually has a cover on it right there, so that, you know, it kind of maximizes your prep area. This model also has a huge space for a wastebasket down there, and you could easily add some little shelf organizers to rearrange that. In a sense, a little bit of pantry space around the entertainment center, you know, whether it's going to be some movies or some little things, there's different stuff you can do with that. And they are always very good about this, throwing a shelf in these overhead cabinets to really maximize your storage space. Now, one of the benefits here to having this big entertainment wall is it very easily, organically creates a private front bedroom area. And once again, we've got more of that Sto-N-Go storage stuff going on. So this is kind of acting like dresser drawers, but especially in a bunk model, like each person can almost have their own little tote. And obviously, as you see that plywood base bed right there, you notice those gas struts so that it is an easy lift system. Now with that out of the way, there's a couple things I want to point out. This is a Camp Queen, but it is True Queen capable. There's actually a little bit of a story behind that. It's unintentionally True Queen capable, but there's room to walk around the bed and you could extend the bed as a result. Now your TV hookups would be across from the bed over here in this corner, which is a pretty common layout, and I love the print on that ceiling panel right there. It's just got a nice sort of look to it. You've got dual hanging closets. Both sides of the bed have household and USB plugs, but if you're looking right now, you're going, I'm not stupid, I don't see household plugs. That's because they are hidden inside the cabinet in the Wildwood CPAP storage space. And this is good for more than just CPAP users. You could have your phone in there, and if it, you know, blinks at night or something, the light's kind of out of the way. It's less inclined to wake you up and disturb you, but it's always easily accessible. I love how they trim that little routed out hole right there out, so that you know, you're not going to get, it's not a splinter factory. Also, this giant toothpick window over here on the campsite, notice how it does open for airflow, so it's not just good for viewing. You can get some breezes out of it too. Now if we lift that bed up and get under here, you can see that this has a big pass-through storage compartment. That is something this brand does very, very well. Another neat thing they do is what we kind of tongue-in-cheek refer to as their cordless jack system. You see that little hex nut adapter for a power drill? Well, that is what is intended to go on to your jack legs down here. Another neat thing on Wildwoods, they actually have 5,000-pound jacks as compared to a conventional 2,500-pound corner jack, which you find most of the time in this class and segment. What that means in English is that it can hold more weight, you can crank it down heavier and get more stability out of it. You may have also noticed the yellow bar on that. This has strong arm stabilizer jacks all the way around, front and rear jacks. And in conjunction with the heavier duty corner jacks, those stabilizers right there, they just absolutely lock the sucker down. And then you add on the stability of the stable steps so that people are coming and going. This trailer just does not rock and roll around anywhere. You've got a simple side mount solar prep plug. You've also got a thing called Tough Coat, which basically any of your surface aluminum has an anti-scratch coating applied to it. So whether it's, you know, if a bird hits the front of your trailer when you're going down the road, or if there's a low-hanging tree branch or whatever, or if I don't know, if you slip and fall and you accidentally scratch something down the side of this thing, it's a lot harder to leave a permanent mark on it. Now up front here, you know, like this RV has a power tongue jack, it has power awning with lighting. That's fairly common stuff. I do want to point out though, what they're doing here is all the stuff that really matters, like giving you an enclosed propane tank cover, as well as including a handy battery disconnect switch down here so that that 12-volt fridge that we saw inside does not eat your batteries alive when the RV is just in storage. You may also recognize how those baggage doors right there have magnet locks or holdbacks on them so that it's you know, easier to get in and out of that. And you've got those cross breeze slide side windows giving us some great airflow when you're sitting there in that slide out those big panoramic windows. Now, an interesting note on these X lights. A lot of people are going to ask, does it have an enclosed belly? And the answer to that question is no. But here's the thing, it does not have exposed water lines, which is usually what people are asking about when they ask about an enclosed belly. All of the lines under this thing actually kind of run through the floor construction so that they are organically protected by the insulation in the floor. It's a kind of a splitting hairs detail, but I think it is an important distinction that it just doesn't have stuff left open. Some of your hookups are in the back rear corner, some are right on the rear wall, so they're all easy to get to. You know, a couple of them are right there below that backup camera prep, and this does have a black tank flush hookup. So, you know, you can flush your tanks out, which is the kind of thing you don't always find at a more simple starter entry-level class like this. It's easy to call this a starter class, though. I kind of think of it as a smarter class, and obviously that's kind of a little, of course, yeah, you're in sales, you say stuff like that, but tell me what you really need for a fun family getaway weekend, and this has every bit of it. It just doesn't have a lot of extra nonsense glitz and glitter that, you know, would otherwise just kind of zing the price tag. It does what it needs to. It does all the important things. Now, if you're new to RVing, you're looking at a toilet right now, obviously, but you're like, why is there a door to the toilet? Well, keeping people from walking in and out of the camper, cutting down on that dirt and foot traffic it's really nice. It's not that you have to, it's just really nice to do that. And in case you're curious about privacy, this anti-slam door right here does have a deadbolt. So like I can fling that and it's got such a resistance on it, even flinging it, it still doesn't fully shut. But I can deadbolt that from the inside and I can make sure I'm not going to be walked in upon while I'm taking care of business every day. Taking care of business. Anyway, there's a song about that. The double magnet holdbacks actually continue over here on that camp kitchen that we peeked at. And I love the way that they did this. It's a really, it's a concert of efficiency when it comes to the use of space. First of all, for little campsite cleanups and whatnot, you've got this handy little sprayer over here, but I love that they kind of include like a garden hose sort of sprayer handle on it so that you can sort of control, you know, do you want like a heavy jet to really deep clean something, or do you just need to kind of get the area wet? Now over here, instead of a little outside burner, like a 2-burner outside stove, which very easily the wind can blow the flame out on those, you've got ourselves one of these nice propane griddles right here. And what's kind of cool, you don't have to really mess with it. It's there when you need it, gone when you don't, and there's a nice little chunk of extra, you know, prep space there. And of course that extra fridge, which is giving us, really, it's about 30 per, no, wait, let's see, what do we got? We've got a total of just about 12 cubic foot of total cold storage between the fridge inside and outside. That's pretty awesome. Now, of course, if you don't want to use a griddle, there is a gas grill quick connect down there, so you could hook up a grill. And you will find the stable steps equipped on all of these as just a standard matter of happenstance with those long adjustable foot pegs right there. So you can clearly see that even if you're on a really wacky, weird shaped campsite, you've always got the ability to get the steps flat, stable, sturdy, kind of like the name suggests, but apparently I'm just simply unable to utter this afternoon. So, if you like what you see, remember, give us a call. We do it all at Haylett RV, with the exception of hidden dealer fees. Those we just simply do not do. Sorry for the convenience. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.